Hello students, today we will begin with the second chapter of Vistas, that is Tiger King, which is written by Kalki. Now my dear students, as the name of the chapter says Tiger King, so we come to know by this thing that perhaps which is something related to tiger, or it's a kind of a king which might be very brave. So this is the thing, something which is what can be seen by the title as we move ahead in this chapter. This is a very interesting story about a king who actually killed a lot of tigers, and we'll come to know what the story about it. I just didn't give the introduction about this whole chapter because I don't want to reveal the whole suspense which is present in the story, which makes it much more interesting. Now, this is a lovely story which you will be enjoying when we'll be moving ahead in the story. And this particular story has 5 different sections in it, and we'll be taking it one by one. And so you will be getting the different videos of this chapter in 5 different sections in 5 different parts. Now, the part 1, let's start with the part 1 explanation over here. And before we move into the explanation of this whole chapter, let me tell you that the Tiger King is written by Kalki, as we read over here in the chapter over here. Now, let me tell you, my dear students, the full name of Kalki is actually Ramaswamy Krishnamurthy, and it's not Kalki is not the real name of this particular writer. The real name of the writer of this chapter is Ramaswamy Krishnamurthy, and he was born on 9th of September 1899 in Puttamangalam in Tamil Nadu, and he died on 5th of December 1954 in Chennai, and his pen name was Kalki. Now, he was a journalist, he was a critic and a writer too, and his literary works could be seen in a historic fiction form and social fiction form also. Now, he also received an Academy Award for his novel Alai Osai. Now, the novel Alai Osai, my dear students, was first serialized actually in Kalki magazine. It formed in a form of series in the magazine. It was printed over there in the magazine in form of series. It was a serialized novel in a magazine, and later on it was collected and then reprinted into a book into a book form in 1963. Now, popular novels written by Kalki were Pratibhan, Kanavand and Sivagamin. Sapatham were about Pallava dynasty, and Ponniyin Selvan novel was regarding the famous Chola dynasty also, my dear students. And further, Ilavarasi novel was regarding the independence of India, and most of the novels written by Kalki was first printed in a serialized form, my dear students, and then later reprinted in a compiled form in the form of a book. And his writings also include about 120 short stories, 10 novellas. When we say 10 novellas actually, so it means a novel which is actually a lot shorter than a novel actually. Then if we then 5 novels, and then we have 3 historic romances that Kalki wrote actually. Now, let's move ahead in the story over here, what's given over here, and let's enjoy this reading this chapter and understanding this chapter. Now, let's read this. Now, the first paragraph of this chapter is the Maharaja of Pratibandhapuram is the hero of this story. The main character of the story is the king of Pratibandhapuram. Pratibandhapuram is the name of a state or a kingdom, and the king of the Pratibandhapuram is the hero of the story. Now, he may be identified as His Highness Jamidar General Khiladar Major Satyavigra Samhari Maharaja Dhiraj Vishwabhavana Samrat Sir Jilani Jang Bahadur MAD ACTC or CRCK. These are different titles, my dear students, which were given to this Tiger King actually. Now, these are so many different titles and have a lot of meaning, and I will tell you all these different meanings of these different words one by one, and so please do kindly make it clear what does it all mean. Now, first of all, as we see over here, the identified as Highness word is given over here. So, Highness means is actually a title which is used for a person who is a person for a royal rank or a king or a maybe queen, or maybe of the princess and princesses. So the highness comes word over there, and it's a title used for a person of a royal rank, or it is utilized in addressing these royal people. Now moving ahead, so the name goes ahead as Jamedar General. So what do you mean by Jamedar General? So it actually means over here, my dear students, an officer in the army of India having a rank corresponding to that which is equal to the lieutenant or the lieutenant in the British army. My dear students, the next one given over here is Khiledar Major. Now, Khiledar is actually has come out of the Hindi word Kiledar actually. So, and it's an administrative designation of an officer in the Mughal Empire who used to take control of over the kilas at that time, or the forts of that time. So it was so that is why Khiledar or Kiledar actually. Now moving ahead, the next head is Major. We know Major means important, so it's an important personality who's actually taking control of a whole fort. So Khiledar Major, that comes the name. The next one is Sata Vyagra Samhari. So Sata means, in Hindi it means Shat. In English we are writing it as Sat, but in Hindi we will be writing as Shat. Shat means 100, 100, it means 100. So Sata Vyagra means tiger, and Samhari means over here, it's an Arabic word, and it means hard spear. And we know that a spear has sharp edges and it is used to kill. So in this way the whole term goes Sata Vyagra Samhari, and it means 100 tiger killer, a person who has killed 100 tigers. Now moving ahead, Satya Vyagra Samhari. The next one is Maharaja Dhiraj Vishwa Bhavna Samrat. So Maharaja Dhiraj means kings of kings. Vishwa also means, in Hindi you know that it means world, and Samrat, if Vish means world, and Bhuvan also means world over here, and Samrat means emperor. So in short, if we see all this whole title, if we see, so it actually means over here the person who is king of kings and the world emperor, you can say over here. Now the next one moving ahead is Sir Jilani Jang Bahadur. Now again, I would want to tell you that Sir means actually it's a title given to a person who has shown loyalty to the British Empire, and who has been much loyal. This was given to a person who was not actually Britisher, but has been faithful to the British Empire. So the title Sir was given to the person. So Sir word is used over here, and Sir is a title, as I told you, to the person who is loyal to the British Empire. Then moving ahead, the next word given over here is Jilani Jang Bahadur. So Jilani means over here who is a person who is courageous, and this is a word taken from Urdu language. So Jilani means courageous. Then Jang means, you know that Jang means war. So you can say, and Bahadur means brave. So in all total, if we see the whole title, Sir Jilani Jang Bahadur, it actually means a British courageous loyal person at war. This is the whole term which it means this. Then moving ahead, there are three more short forms you see over here, abbreviations you see over here, that is MAD, ACTC or CRCK. Now my dear students, these short forms are actually purely fictional and have no relevance in true form, and it shows actually the king's pride and the boastful attitude of the king, of this Tiger King actually. Now moving ahead, my dear students, let's move ahead. And but this name is often shortened to the Tiger King. Although this Tiger King has so many different titles, but this whole thing is actually shortened into one person. It tells about one particular person, that is the Tiger King. Now let's move ahead into the next paragraph. I have come forward to tell you why he came to be known as the Tiger King. Why this person actually was called the Tiger King. His name wasn't the Tiger King, but why did he came to be known as the Tiger King, my dear students? And the person over here, the narrator or the author over here, wants to tell something to you people over here, and he says over here that I have no intention of pretending to advance only to in a strategic withdrawal. That he has no intention, he has no plan over here. The person says over here that he has no plan, he has no aim actually to advance and to say anything and to move ahead and then again to get back. Strategic means to get means a calculated or tactical or deliberated withdrawal, to step back, what I just wanted to tell you. So even the threat of a Stuka bomber will not throw me off track. So the author says over here that he isn't moving from this particular point. He doesn't feel threatened. Actually, threat means danger. So he doesn't feel endangered by the thing that even a Stuka bomber will not throw him. Apart from what he wants to tell, he wants to tell over there. The truth he wants to tell you, we all people. So Stuka. Now Stuka was a kind of a bomber actually, and my dear students, that let me tell you something about Stuka bomber actually, and it is actually an abbreviation of full complete name Sturzkampfflugzeug, and which means actually a dive bomber. It was a bomber plane, and it was a German aircraft which was utilized in the World War II. And my dear students, it was a light bomber of attack on the ground immediately, and it suddenly used to appear from it had so much of speed, and it had used to come with so much impact that people or the enemy you actually used to fear from these planes. They used to appear from nowhere, and it was strongly armed also, my dear students. So it was a deadly weapon, and when it actually went into the territory of the enemy actually used to flee away, or they used to hide it. They used to run away from over there. So it was a very lethal weapon during the Second World War, if we see, of the German army. So that's the full name over here, Sturzkampfflugzeug. So that's the complete name of Stuka bomber. And let's move ahead now, my dear students. So what the person, the author wants to tell over you here is that even a bomber plane actually cannot move him from what he wants to tell you in this particular story. And he will tell you the real story of this particular king. As I told you, this is all fiction. Whatever the writings he is writing in the story, this is all fiction. But let me also tell you, students, that there are a part of things that are actually real, have real in relevance, and they are present in the real world. Although the story isn't real completely. So there wasn't a real person such as this Tiger King actually, but this is a really in stories only. But it's not. This person Tiger King did not really existed. But there are different places and things which do actually exist. Like as we talked of Stuka bomber. So Stuka bomber did really exist, and it was utilized by the German army in the Second World War. Now let's move ahead, my dear students, and let me tell you that the Stuka, if it likes, can beat a hasty retreat from my story. The author wants to say over here, the Stuka, if the Stuka bomber likes, the Stuka bomber can actually leave from the story. It's better that Stuka leave the story, but I will not deviate from the story. What I want to tell you, the author wants to say over here. Now, right at the start, right at the beginning of the story, it is imperative, it is of vital importance, it is very necessary that to disclose a matter, to open a matter of vital importance, of essential, of crucial importance about the Tiger King. Now, everyone who read of him will experience that natural desire to meet a man of his indomitable courage. Who would be reading this title and the different titles were told over here, we come to know that this person was actually a person who was very courageous, and anyone would like to see such a man in front of him. Who is this person? Actually, he was so courageous. Now, my dear students, everyone who reads of him will experience the natural desire to meet such a man of his indomitable courage, of his impossible to defeat courage, and and face to face, the person would like to meet the Tiger King face to face. But there is no chance of such a person's fulfillment, such a desire of any person's fulfillment is actually not possible. Why? The reason is given ahead. So the reason is, as Bharat said to Rama about Dashrath, the Tiger King has reached that final abode of all living creatures. So as Bharat told Ram, actually, as we study, as we know in Ramayana, so as Bharat told Ram about Dashrath, and the Tiger King has reached his final destination, that is death. Abode means over here is home of all living creatures. The final abode of all living creatures is actually death, and that's the resting place, you can say. So the person, the Tiger King is dead now. By the sentence we come to know that the Tiger King is no more alive actually. Now moving ahead, in other ways it's written over here, the Tiger King is dead, the Tiger King is no more alive. So any person who would be wanting to meet this particular person, the Tiger King, let me tell you, this is disappointing from my side, that this person, the Tiger King isn't existing right now. So the person is dead. Again, I would tell you, this is all story, this is fiction, and this has no relevance over in the, this is only true in the story, but it isn't existing. So the Tiger King didn't exist at any point of time in reality. Now let's move ahead, my dear students. Now, the manner of his death is a matter of extraordinary interest. So, how he died is actually a matter of something which is very extraordinary, and it can be revealed, it can be actually revealed only at the end of the tale or at the story, at the end of the story. Tale means story. So, it can be only revealed at the end of the story. Now, the most fantastic aspect or the most fantastic feature of the demise, or the demise means death, of was that as soon as he was born actually, so the astrologers had foretold that point of time. The astrologers had actually predicted about that one day this Tiger King would actually have to die. Now this is something very funny, that any person who gives birth in this particular planet has to die one or the other time. The person who lives will have to some or the other time have to die. Whether the person dies soon or the person has to die later, the person dies. Person has to die. The person who has given birth, not even only the human being, but also the animals and trees and any other living creature who has given birth into this planet will die at a point of time. Now the child will grow up to become the warrior of warriors, hero of heroes, the champion of champions. But now this is the prophecy done by the different prophets over there, and the people over there who were in the court of the Tiger King actually, and they had predicted over that this particular child, when the Tiger King was actually a child at that time, so as it was predicted at that point of time, that the child will grow up to become the warrior of warriors, the hero of heroes, champion of champions. And the three dots are given over here. So what does the three dots mean over here? There is something more which would happen in the future in the life of Tiger King, and the others over here, the prophets over here don't want to reveal that. The astrologers don't want to reveal over here what's the truth over here. Now let's move ahead, my dear students. They bit their lips and swallowed hard. They did not wanted to move ahead to tell the real truth over there, and they just want to have their mouth shut over there. And when these astrologers were actually compelled or forced to continue, the astrologers came out with it. They actually had to open it when they were told that it's better that you open the truth before everyone. And this is a secret. This is a secret which should be revealed or disclosed at all. It's necessary that this thing should be revealed, and yet we are forced to speak out. This is what the astrologers were saying over here. And the child born under this star, under this Rashi, under this particular star will one day have to meet his death. Now, at that very moment, a great miracle took place. At this particular moment, a wonder happened. An astonishing phrase emerged from the lips of the 10-day-old Jilani Jung Jung Bahadur. Now, at this particular moment, actually, this was a wonderful thing which had never happened and is generally not seen in with common children who are born, the neonatals, with the neonatals that are born into the world. It doesn't happen with them. So it's written over here, a great miracle took place, an astonishing phrase emerged from the lips of the 10-day-old Jilani Jung Jung Bahadur. So, astonishing means amazing, miracle means wonder, and the phrase emerged, or the phrase actually emitted from the mouth or uttered from the mouth of this 10-day, not even the 10-month-old, but 10-day-old Jilani Jung Jung Bahadur. This baby Tiger King, actually, you can say at that point of time, and he said, "Oh, wise prophet." So it was a 10-day-old infant who actually spoke these words, "Oh, wise prophets." And when he spoke these words, so what happened? Let's read ahead. So everyone stood transfixed in stupefaction. They looked wildly at each other and blinked. So everyone stood in transfixed means everyone was actually spellbound by that. They felt actually motionless in wonder what has happened, in stupefaction, in amazement. So all were amazed. How can this happen? That a person, that a small child, a young infant who is just 10 days old, how can it be possible that a 10-day-old infant can actually speak properly, with proper words, with proper wording, which is generally not seen? The words, the knowledge of words actually grows with the age, but it isn't possible at the age of day 10. It's generally not possible. So it means that this person was something really very different from any of the other people. Now let's move on, my dear students. They looked wildly at each other and they blinked. Blinked means they blinked their eyes, they winked their eyes. So, and oh, wise prophets, it was I who spoke. Again, this Tiger King, who was an infant at that time, and he spoke this whole sentence, "Oh, wise prophets, it was I who spoke." So again, it's a 10-day-old king, you can say, or a prince, you can say, at that point of time, who was just 10-day old. Let's move ahead. This time, there were no grounds for any kind of doubt. It was the infant actually who was born just 10 days ago and who had enunciated, who had spoken these words, and so clearly. Now the chief astrologer took off his spectacles and he gazed. Gaze means looked intently, eagerly at the baby. All those who are born will one day have to die. All these people who are actually born into this world, they have to die one day. This is what the reply of this particular 10-day-old king was, infant king was. And we don't need your predictions. We don't need your prophecies. What do you people are saying? There would be some sense in it if you could come out to tell us the manner of the death. It would be really very wonderful if you can tell me in the way that I would die. It would be something of some interest. But this isn't something really very good, that you are just saying that just because this person is born into this world and this person will have to die. Every person who is born into this world will have to die some of the other day. Now the royal infant uttered these little words in his little squeaky voice. And he uttered means he spoke these words in his squeaky voice. Squeaky means as a generally infant generally utters his voice in a high pitched sound, which is very shrieky, and you won't be wanting to listen this kind of voice as they shout or shriek. These children, these infants shriek at this particular age. Now let's move ahead to the next paragraph. The chief astrologer placed his finger on his nose in wonder, and a baby who was actually 10 days old opens his lips in speech. And the chief astrologer, who was the main astrologer over there in the court, he actually placed his finger on his nose and he was wondering what is the thing, what he is actually seeing at this point of time. Now, not only that, it also raises intelligence question. It was something just that the child isn't just speaking anything else, but the child was also not only speaking but also asking questions, also asking intelligent questions also. So this was something which is very incredible. This is something which is very astonishing. This is something which is very unbelievable thing which couldn't be seen anywhere else. So rather like the bulletins issued by the war notice than facts, the chief astrologer took his fingers off his nose and fixed his eyes upon the little prince. So in this way we come to know that the chief astrologer actually took off his finger from his nose and he started watching this little prince. Now the prince was born in the hour of the bull. And the bull and the tiger are enemies, and the tiger are enemies, and therefore death comes from the tiger. Death comes from the tiger, and he explained. And death comes from, my dear students, so just because this person was born in the hour of the bull and the tiger are enemies, and therefore death comes from the tiger, my dear students, as this line says that his death would actually come from the tiger. And let's move ahead now. You may think that the crown prince Jung Bahadur was thrown into a quake. You must be thinking that this is a 10-day-old person, a 10-day-old infant, and this child of this 10-day-old infant will actually tremble or shake just because he was too young, you can say. So when he heard the word tiger, that was exactly what did not happen, my dear students. What did happen? As soon as he heard it pronounced, the crown prince gave a deep growl. So he actually expressed his anger over. Growl means over here, showed utterance sound expressing anger. And terrifying words emerged from his lips. Terrifying means the words that causes extreme fear. So such words emerged from his lips over here, and the words were, "Let tigers beware." It's better that the tigers be beware, just because I have come into this world, and just because my death will come from the tigers only, so I will not leave the tigers into alive in this world, and I will kill all the tigers where there is a chance certainly of my life going, and I will die in such a situation, so I will kill all the tigers. This is what at that infant, 10-day-old infant actually spoke. Now this account is only a rumor rife in Pratibandhapuram. Now it's written as rumor rife. So this account means this whole description, this whole report is actually a rumor. It is actually a gossip. Rife means widespread. This is actually a rumor that has spread all over in the kingdom of Pratibandhapuram. But with hindsight, with an understanding of the whole situation, we may conclude, we may end that it was based on some kind of truth. So there could be anything which is actually, that is why such things have come up into the air, and that is why people have known to these things that this is what the Tiger King would be actually killing tigers in future. So, and he would die actually by the tiger only, as it was predicted, and this is what was all prevailing actually in the people of Pratibandhapuram living over there. It was a rumor, it was a gossip, but there was something really very true in the gossip, it seems so. Thank you. This is how students, we come to the end of this part 1 of this chapter. Thank you.